as an Asian American, I want us to push to be even more radical and more visionary.
Pam Tau Lee gave a really powerful keynote on Thursday night, and she was talking about environmental racism, right? And so the environmental movement has a bad rap for not always engaging in social justice issues and in issues of race and other kinds of issues. I think that this is starting to change some. I think in part because of the various movements over time and what's shifted in terms of knowledge in the academy around intersectionality, that people now are thinking, and also because the moment's so urgent, you cannot deal with one issue without dealing with other kinds of issues. So we know that the impacts of sea rising are going to impact the island nations more. And yet the world's polluters are primarily first world industrial nations. We must deal with all of these kinds of issues, and we can't just think about it from one lens or one perspective.
College students have to see too that the fight is the university. The university still is a site of struggles. Universities have become increasingly elitist, inaccessible for many, many people. The university itself is an unfair employer, engages in unfair labor practices. The university is a gentrifier. It creates conditions such that it raises rents and makes it really inhospitable for many communities just outside its gates. The university is implicated in kind of the reproduction of this campus in particular, this is a former military base. Students may not realize that. There are industries here that feed the military-industrial complex.
The difference between reacting and resistance, right? And so the thing around reacting is you react and then you stop, right? But for me, we want to create a movement of resistance. So be able to get in there and resist, right? With an understanding of the root cause, and then resist and engage and be grounded in that resistance, understanding the particularities of what's going on, and then take from that to identify what kind of change that we need.
But, an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, right? And so we really need to keep that in mind, and that's something that the Asian American movement has really built on. And out of this, we are developing an anthology to examine Asian American organizing.